Affordable housing, fireworks regulations, and Hawaiian homes. Those are just a few of the top priorities for lawmakers this session.
Yeah, they're heading back to work today for Hawaii's 33rd legislative session. And there with them, Casey Lund, live at the state capitol. Good morning to you, Casey.
Yeah, good morning to you. You know, this, people should know, is, of course, open to the public. A lot of the things that happen here are a good chance to come down, meet your lawmakers, hear what they have to say on the opening day of the legislature. We have a lot to talk about. As you mentioned, affordable housing, the cost of living. We want to get right to Vice Speaker of the State House, Linda Ichiyama. Thank you for being with us, and happy opening day.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I want to talk about some of your priorities as we get ready for this first session. There's a lot on folks' minds here in Hawaii, how they're going to pay their rent, pay for groceries, and child care. And maybe we start there. We've talked a little bit about affordable housing already, and we will again with you. But child care is a huge expense for people. What are we doing to support them and help them find alternative options for child care?
Absolutely. So we have a lot of working families that are unfortunately struggling paycheck to paycheck. And they're what the recent Aloha United Way report called ALICE families. And really these are the families that are having difficulty just meeting their basic expenses, like you mentioned, rent, housing, food, but also a big part of that is childcare. And we want to make sure that working families can afford to stay in Hawaii so that we can continue to grow our economy.
And what kind of pieces of legislation are hoping to address some of those things?
So we have several bills this year that are hoping to, one, support our child care centers and schools. Others are looking at expanding our public pre-K system through the Executive Office on Early Learning. And we've been partnering with Lieutenant Governor Sylvia Luke on those initiatives as well.
Is that still, can you give us an update on pre-K, of bringing pre-K to more people in the state?
Sure. So several years ago, the legislature made a big initiative to have public preschools available to our keiki. And Lieutenant Governor Sylvia Luke has really continued that work in expanding the number of pre-K classrooms statewide. We've opened tens of additional classrooms across the state on all islands. And so we hope to continue that in the coming session.
Very good. And I also want to talk about something that is possibly going to be even a bigger problem in 2025 when you consider the two major hurricanes from the mainland this year, the California wildfires, and of course we've seen this from the Maui wildfires, is the cost of insurance that is skyrocketing and putting a lot of people in a really tight spot. Landlords, homeowners, is that going to be kind of top of mind this year as well?
Yes, the legislature is focused on how do we provide relief to homeowners, consumers, small businesses who are facing increasing, I would say skyrocketing insurance premiums. It's one of the #1 issues that I hear from my constituents, many of whom who live in condominiums, who are facing some of the highest increases.
Very good. Ada, before we go, worth mentioning that this is a special session. We have two women in leadership in the House. Your colleague, Nadine Nakamura, the first female House Speaker. That's got to be something I'm sure you folks are proud of.
It is very exciting, and I'm very proud to say that no matter who's at the rostrum, whether it's myself or Speaker Nakamura, our colleagues will recognize us as Madam Speaker.
Very good. Vice Speaker Linda Ichiyama, thank you so much for being with us today. We know it's an exciting day here as we get ready for the first day of the 33rd legislative session.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll send things back to Steve and Grace for now. We have many more discussions with our state lawmakers coming up right here on Sunrise. Back to you guys in the studio for now.
All right.